seated on to your mat. Draw the heads of the shoulders on back. You can have your hands around your knees, so maybe you're going to let those palms rest open. Take a deep breath in. Let's go with a big exhale out the mouth. Settle the shoulders. And again, whichever feels most comfortable with those hands. I'm looking for a little more grounding this morning as we work deeply into flexibility. That I've been improving our flexibility and then adding a little bit of strength throughout the practice. So as you rest here in that seated position, let the knees fall to the mat. If you needed to prop yourself on anything, you can. That helps the knees lower a little bit. You can go with a nice exhale out the mouth. And as you begin to settle in, it may just feel good to allow the breath to be expelled out through the mouth before visiting and connecting with that ujjayi breath. So allow the eyes to soften, and the body just to settle in. And start to acquaint yourself with your breath. That ujjayi breath. Go ahead, blink your eyes open if they were closed. Bring your knees into center. Wrap your arms around the legs. Bring your chin in towards your chest. Picking your head up, slowly unwind. Make your way onto your back. When you come onto your back, just lengthen your legs out in front of you. Point and flex, round out your ankles, and just round out the wrists. And then I'm going to have you bring the soles of the feet together and let your knees fall out to the side. As we're here, see if you can't lift the frontal hip bones towards the lower rib cage, which is going to allow the lower back to rest a little bit deeper into the mat. So the knees will fall out to the side. So right away, we're going to be able to start to get a stretch and an opening through the inner thighs. Starts to work into the hips as well. And if you're looking for a little extra, you can place your hands onto the inner thighs and even apply a little weight, or just let the hands just rest and run down the top of the thighs, or just onto the inner thighs. And take the outsides of the knees and draw them in. Send just now the right knee out to the side while this left knee is pointing straight up towards the ceiling. And then hug the left knee into the outside of your rib cage the best that you can. Settle that left foot back down to your mat. Pick this right knee on up. And then let the left knee fall out to the side. And now you've got your right knee pointed straight up. And just feel that stretch onto the inner thigh. Hug the right knee into the outside of your rib cage. Settle the foot back down to the mat. And then bring the knees so they're both pointing straight up. Walk the feet out so they are as wide as the mat. Rest your arms in cactus position and sway your knees to the left. So now we're going to get a nice stretch through the side body here. You can probably feel this through the obliques. Bring those knees back to center and rock the knees to the right. And then come right back to center. Feet still stay as wide as the mat. Now dip your knees in towards the center. Separating the knees and then bring the feet so that they are hip distance apart. Send this left leg and bring it straight. Go with an interlace of your fingers behind this left hamstring. And see if you can't draw the leg a little bit closer to you. You should really be able to feel that. Inhaling and exhaling. Taking a bend into the knee and then settling the foot on down. Let's go with this right leg. Send it up. Interlace your hands behind the hamstring. Notice which side might feel a little bit tighter than the other. It's rather common that one side is a little bit tighter than the others. I can really feel that this morning. And then take a bend back into the knee. Settle the hands down at your side. Knees are pointing straight up. And let's drive those hips on up and squeeze at the top. Exhale to lower on down. Send this right leg out. Bring the left knee in to the outside of the rib cage. So we're bringing this on over. We're going to give a little bit of an extra squeeze. This is really great for our intestines. And I'm going to drape the leg on over. Roll slightly to your right side. Keep this left shoulder down. Just a brief little twist. And then slowly coming on back to center. Rest onto the back and come into a one-legged happy baby. Good. And then slowly release and bring that left leg on down. Let's go ahead and bring the right knee in to the outside of the rib cage. Giving a nice squeeze. Again, a little bit deeper than you did earlier. And then slowly roll slightly to the left hip and drape the leg over. Slowly coming back to center, roll back onto the back and go for that one-legged happy baby. And then send that leg out to come straight out in front of you. Let's flex the feet. Reach the arms up and over your head. Interlace your fingers and press the palms away. And then hug your knees in towards your chest. Bring the hands to wrap around the top of the legs. And then squeeze and curving into a ball. Begin to rock up and down on your spine. Just up and down. And then right to seated with the soles of the feet together, just like when we were resting onto our backs, and send the chest forward. And fold on down. Slowly coming on up and drawing the knees on in and sinking your legs out in front of you. I'm going to go at an angle so you can see me a little bit better. We're going to flex the feet. Sit up nice and tall. Exhale. Begin to walk the hands on down and fold forward. Drop the head. Inhale to look up. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, swoop the arms on up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale to reach the arms up. Keep both hips down. Bring one hand over and reach so that you can get a nice side bend here. Coming on up, come to the other side and reach over. And slowly come on up. Slowly come back forward, moving over the top of the thighs. And hands up. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, hands to your heart. And then let's swing the legs around. And we'll make our way into child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. Settle the chest on down. Resting the chest as deep as you can go. Inhale, look up, and then exhale to fold. Inhale to look up, and then travel the hands up over to the right as you bow over the top of that right thigh, and you soften the chest down. Slowly coming around, and let's make our way on over to the other side as you bow over the top of that left thigh, and you reach. And then slowly coming back and around to center. Draw yourself up, curl your toes under and send the hips back to the heels. Feel free to just rock a little side to side. Coming right on up, top of a table. Let's keep our toes curled under and begin moving through cat-cow stretches. And right back to center. So as you're resting here on top of the table, have soft elbows, and then send your right leg behind you with the toes pointing down, sending the left arm forward, finding steady balance here. Again, don't hyperextend through this right elbow. Softening the hand down, and then bringing the heel in towards the glute. We're just going to go through some hamstring curls here. Sending the leg back, we'll take it 10 times. And here's 2. So here's that strength. I want you to add your own resistance. You've got 5 more. And here's 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Now we're going to pause here, pulse up. 10, 9, 8, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. Send that knee down. Keep the toes curled under. Send the hips back. Drop on down. Go with an exhale. Coming on up, right back, top of the table. Let's go ahead. Send the left leg back. Bring that right arm forward. Reach. Finding that steady balance. Engaging the core. And then the right hand comes down and then curl in for 10. Again, add your own resistance. Tone that hamstring as well as the glute, keeping the core nice and strong. So we're halfway there. Let's go for 5 more. And 5, 4, 3, Last 2, and 1. Pause it here and pulse for 10. 10, 9, 2, and 1. Bringing that knee on down, keeping the toes curled under, sending the hips back. Go with long arms here and keep the arms hovering up off the top of the mat. Good, coming on up, bringing the forearms down, interlacing the fingers. The toes are still curled under, feet are hip distance apart. Press your hips up and back to find dolphin pose. And then just begin to walk in place. Good, and then walk the feet back into a forearm plank. Dropping the knees on down, sliding the hips back, drawing your hands back towards you, sitting back into your heels and reach up. Good, exhale, release the hands on down. Bring your feet around to the front, however you like to get there. And then slowly roll onto your back. Hands back and behind the head. And then bringing the feet back. Give a flex, lift the upper body up and pulse. 2, 3. Ten more, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, rock up and down on your spine. Coming up, both feet back, find plank pose. Nice, strong plank here. And press to downward facing dog. And then let's just walk it out, walking in place. Getting one knee at a time. Bringing those feet wide, nice and wide. Bend into the knees as though you're going to spring forward. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Send the heels down, folding forward. And then have a pretty deep bend into the knees as you sway side to side. You can pass at the elbows, you can just press the hands down, whatever makes you feel most comfortable. Pausing here, inhale, looking up halfway. So your hands are either onto the mat, maybe you're resting them on to the shins as you drive the hips back. Good. If you can set your fingertips down onto the mat in front of you, bring those left fingertips down or just bring the left hand to the shin. You're going to open up to the right. We're going to keep the hips even though. The right arm lifts. Good. Exhale to release down. Straighten the legs a little bit more, helping to improve that flexibility. Maybe just walking it out here. Inhale, look up. Maybe the right hand's going to rest onto the shin or just below the tip of the nose, out in front of you onto the mat. And open up to the left. Keep the hips even. And exhale to release down. Inhale, looking up halfway. Sitting those hips back. Go nice, flat back. And then send your arms out in front of you. So this is where we start to bring in that added strength, using your core, strengthening and toning the lower back, quadriceps, inner thighs, then press all the way to standing. Good, cactus the arms, opening the chest, and bringing your hands to your heart, walking the feet on end, and let's meet at the top of our mat. All right. Start just in our Tadasana pose. Okay, listen to your breath. Maybe the heart rate got up a little bit. Inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale to send the arms all the way down. Looking up halfway, exhale, just step the left foot back. Come into a lunge. We want the knee directly over the ankle. Resting here. I'm going to spring off the back toes and meet my feet together. But I'm going to add a little balance to it too as I come forward and then settle the foot down. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, now take the right leg back. And I've got my knee directly over my ankle. Resting down, getting into my hip flexor. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, springing off the back toes. I'm going to add that little extra balance to it. And then come forward. Inhale, looking up halfway. Good, toe heel the feet apart as they come nice and wide. Settle the hips back and down and swoop those arms forward. So reaching out in front of us. And then slowly come all the way to standing. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Exhale. Hands to your heart. Stack the feet together. Finding Tadasana. Arms down at your side. Let's move on. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to look up halfway. Exhale, left foot comes back. Come back into that high lunge. Knee is directly over the ankle. Resting down. If you need to modify, just drop the back knee down. Setting the left palm down. Let's revolve over the right knee. Peel it open. Looking up at your fingertips. Good. Exhale, bringing that hand down. Let's come off those back toes and meet the feet together. Inhale, look up halfway. Bring the right leg back. High lunge, knee is directly over the ankle. Again, you can always drop that back knee down if you feel it necessary. Settle the right palm down and revolve over the knee. That hand comes down, you spring off the back toes. Meeting the feet together. Inhale to look up halfway. Exhale to fold forward. Firm down, rise all the way to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart. And arms down at your side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, folding forward. This time we'll look up halfway. And then we'll take both feet back to meet into a plank pose. Modified or full chaturanga dandasana. Through to a cobra or up dog. Press it back. Great job. Downward facing dog. Let the head hang heavy. And just walk it out. Looking up and between the hands. Step. Maybe you're going to lightly hop up. Look up halfway. Exhale, folding it on forward. Inhale, all the way to standing. Exhale. Hands coming to the heart. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, down into a chair. A gentle fold forward. A nice gaze up. Both feet, take them back. Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog, feeling the strength you have. Downward facing dog. Sending your left leg behind you, bringing it as high as you feel comfortable with. Stepping the foot in between the hands. Coming into the high lunge. Right hand comes down, revolve over the knee. Exhale, bringing the hand on down. Stepping the leg back. Chaturanga. Float through. Press back. Downward facing dog. Right leg behind. Step it through. Sinking down. Left hand down, revolve over the knee, open up. Exhale, release the hand down. Take the foot back. Chaturanga. Float through. Press back. Downward facing dog. Bringing both feet on up. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale to fold. Get back down into a chair, smoothing the arms up. Press into standing. Exhale. Bring your hands to your heart. Resting here and standing. Bring your arms down at your side. Head to the shoulders. Space across the collarbones. Maybe an exhale, open out. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, down into a chair. A fold forward, inhale, look up. Exhale, both feet back, chaturanga, nice and smooth here. Press it back. Downward facing dog. Sending the left leg back. Fan open that hip. Just don't collapse into this right shoulder. Really open it. Good. Bring the foot on through. Full crescent pose or modify, lifting up. Feel the strength you're building here. Good. Exhale. The right hand comes down on the inside. Again, we revolve over the knee. Exhale, settle the fingertips down. Straighten out the front leg and bow over the top. Good, right back down into the lunge. Taking that foot back. Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Press it back. Downward facing dog. Right leg behind. Fan it open. Nice and big. Step it on through. Full crescent pose as you lift up. Exhale, bring the hand down. Revolve over the knee. Exhale, fingertips down. Straighten out the front leg and bow forward. Right back down into the lunge. Right foot back. Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Press it back. Downward facing dog. A nice heavy head here. Rock it out. Shifting forward, maybe dropping the left knee down, or keeping both legs straight. Left hand to the center of your mat, stacking of the shoulder over the elbow, over the wrist. Heel open, defined. Vashisthasana. Good, coming around. Coming to plank. As you pause here in plank, you're going to bring the right fingertips to the left shoulder and tap. Set it down, opposite side. So we take that 3 times. Here's 2. Last one. Pause and plank, don't hold the breath. Right hand to the center of your mat, stagger or stack, and come up, half moon. I'm sorry, Vashisthasana. Good, and come around. Come to plank. Let's take Chaturanga. Take a cobra or up dog. And let's press back. In to downward facing dog. Then look up in between the hands, bring the feet on up. Inhale to look up halfway. Exhale to fold. Coming on up. Exhale. Hands to your heart. And arms down at your side. Let's move on. Inhale, reach up. Exhale down into a chair. Hands to settle in prayer at your heart. Keep the knees together and twist. Just revolve over the knee. Good. If you'd like to take that arm variation, you can. Back to the side, namaste. Right back to center. Other side. Revolving over, arms open to the side, that's optional. Right back and around to side, namaste. Come back to center. Press to standing. Bend into the elbows. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up. Exhale, both feet back. Take chaturanga or up dog. Press it back. Downward facing dog. Left leg behind you. Step it through to warrior two. Opening up. Nice long arms. Stay nice and deep. We bent into the front knee. Sinking it down. Elbow comes to rest on top of the thigh, but we're not leaning into the leg. And send that arm out and over your ear. Reach the fingertips away to hold on. Nice opening through the hip, the inner thigh. Use the core. Good. Slowly come on up. Back to warrior two. Good. Exhale, hands come back and behind you to interlace. Swivel the toes forward and then slowly come on forward and bring your arms up and over your back. And slowly coming on up. A release of the arms. Right back to warrior two. Exhale, come all the way down. And move through your vinyasa. You're doing a great job. We'll take it on over now to the other side. Bringing that right leg back. Stepping it through, getting a rear view, open up. Elbow comes down, reach over. Sending the arm out and away, again getting into the hip, inner thigh, utilize the core strength. Inhale, coming up. Coming into warrior two. Hands come behind the back, interlacing the fingers, swivel the toes, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Arms up and over the back. And slowly coming on up. Back to warrior two. And exhale, bringing the arms all the way down, leg coming back, chaturanga, cobra or up dog. And let's take a brief break into child's pose. Just coming on down with the chest, releasing down. Big inhales, big exhales. Slowly coming on up and come right back to the top of the table. Let's go through some cat-cow stretches here. Round. Good. And neutralize. All right, I'm going to have you walk your fingertips back towards your knees, and you're going to settle onto the knees. So if you've got sensitive knees, you may care to rest your knees on to maybe a thicker surface, so maybe putting a towel or a blanket down. I'm going to grab one of my blocks, so if you have any props that you'd like to use, we're going to be coming into some side bends, so I'm going to utilize my block as a resting place for my hand. All right, so I'm going to bring my block to any height that feels most comfortable. I'm going to send my arms up. Exhale, bring my fingertips to the block and reach over. Good, and then on the way up, I'm going to bring my block with me. And I'm going to come on over to the other side and reach. Good, and slowly come on up. I'm going to turn so that you can see a better view of me. Now I'm going to have you send your hips back. You're going to really press through the glutes, and then so you're pulling something forward, and you're going to give a squeeze at the top with the glutes. And then you're going to send the hips back, and then draw back up. Give a squeeze, a little thrust forward with that squeeze. Taking it 10 times. So here's 3. Good, sending the hips back. All right, so now we're halfway there. Let's go 5, 4, last 3, give it a good squeeze. Last 2, and 1. Good squeeze. If you had a prop out in front of you, remove it. Press the hands into the mat. Curl the toes under. Press into downward facing dog. Walk it out. Great job. Walking your hands back towards your feet. Folding on forward. Slowly rolling on up. And arms are down at your side. All right, so as promised, we're going to work on a little added strength. So I'm going to firm down through my right foot. I'm going to pick my left foot up. I'm going to have a little micro bend into this right knee. And I'm going to hinge forward. And you can bring, some sort of prop into your hands if you care to. And then you're going to drive back up and give a squeeze at the top. Okay, so we're going to take that 10 times on each side. So I'm going to just let my leg, I'm going to send it back. So it takes no effort to send this leg back because I'm not kicking it back, okay? We're going really slow here. So you're building strength into the ankle, into the calf, into the glute. Make sure you're breathing. We're halfway there. We have 5 more. That's 2. We've got this. Good. And release and walk it out. So great job. Maybe even coming to the top of that foot to stretch out the ankle. All right, let's take it to the other side. Bring you down into that opposite foot. And picking up those toes to flip them back. And again, we're going nice and slow. And noticing the difference between the 2 sides. So this side is a little more challenging for me. We're gonna take it 5 more times. Got 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Oh, yeah. So that side was a little more challenging for me, but we made it through. All right, come to the top of that foot. Little stretch through the ankle. Bring your feet nice and wide. Circle out the hips. All right, come to center, turn those feet out, and come onto the knees with the hands, and just sway side to side here. Dip one shoulder down, and come on up, and then dip that opposite shoulder down. And coming back up. Good. Fold forward, turn the feet in, and coming on forward. Oh. Looking up, walking the hands on over. Just getting a nice stretch here, so send those fingertips out to the side, around to center, to the other side, reach. Good, and back and around to center. Inhale, look up. Exhale to fold. Little bend into the knees. Slowly coming on up. And exhale, hands to the heart. And come into warrior 2 on one side. So adding just a little bit of balance. We're going to bring our fingertips to the outside of that baby toe. We're going to pick this back leg up for half moon. Optional to let that arm open out to the side. You're taking the gaze up or out to the side. Good. Slowly releasing. And all the way back to warrior 2. And around to center. Switch sides. And then coming into this half moon on the opposite side. Flex to that foot. A little bend into the knees, settle the foot back down, open back up. Find warrior 2. And swivel the toes around. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. And bring the feet together. Good, and let's make our way on down to the mat. All right, so if you do have that prop, and even if you don't, you can just follow along anyway. So I'm going to put the block in between my knees. I'm going to settle on back and down to my back. Picking the feet up. Hands come back and behind the head. I'm going to just gently push my legs away, and then I'm going to meet in the middle and squeeze at the top. And then squeeze. And 2. Going for 15. 5 more, we can do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, straighten the legs. Maybe remove the block off to the side. And then lift the hips up. Maybe not coming quite into a cow pose. Good, and then slowly lower the hips down. Let's make some circles onto the ceiling. Hands underneath the hips. And we're just going to give a little pulse up so that hips will lift and you'll lower. and lift. 15. 10 more. Here's 3, 2, 1. Good job. And lower down. Feet wide. Dip the knees in and bring the arms into cactus. So great job. Those abdominals should feel nice and warm. All right, toe heel the feet so they are hip distance apart. Firming down through the right foot, hands come back and behind the head. You're gonna lift the left foot up. You're gonna send that leg out, and then you're gonna just come into this one-legged bicycle. So we're gonna squeeze in and take it back. Okay, 15, here's 2. Five more. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're awesome. Release it down. Let's go ahead. Send that knee out to the side, that left knee out to the side, just like we did at the very beginning of class. Notice how you should have a little more flexibility into the hip and into the inner thigh. Now that you're definitely warmed up, hopefully those abs are burning a little bit. And then let's bring that knee back in. We're going to pick the right leg up. We're going to send the leg out, and then we're going to squeeze in. 15. Ten more, and 10, or sorry, 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. You wouldn't have wanted to do 10 more of those. Those are tough. And bring that knee up to the side. Yeah, you got some. Inhaling and exhaling. And bringing that knee back to center. Let's settle the foot down, arms down at your side. Optional to bring that block in between the inner thighs if you have it. We're going to work into the glutes and hamstrings. When you are lifting your hips, I want you to stay really focused on having those lower abdominals engaged. And the reason that's important is that it's helping to maintain the strength into your lower back. So we want to be really careful not to let this go loosey-goosey down here, all right? So arms down at your side, secure feet, no floating toes, and press the hips up, and then lower down. Now, if you need to check in, just place your hand at the lower abdominals to make sure that you are staying engaged. We're taking this 15 times, so here's 4. 10 more. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to pause at the top and pulse for 15. 15. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. Lower down. Let's remove the block. Feet come wide, arms into cactus, and sway the knees from side to side. Good, and then let's toe heel the feet together, hug the knees, and squeeze. All right, I'm gonna have you rock up and down. Great job with the ab work. Coming up, and we're gonna come into a hip opener, and I'm going to recommend pigeon. So we're going to bring this right leg forward. We're going to swing the left leg back. I'm going to peek back at my toes, but pointing straight back. I'm going to have my right foot flats, and I'm going to rest on down. Now, if there is another hip opener that you prefer, that's maybe something that feels a little more comfortable for you, then you can go ahead and take that hip opener. Otherwise, if you are in pigeon, you want the hip bones to be anchoring down towards your mat. So don't have this left hip rising up. Try to square everything off. And then just pull forward, maybe letting the head hang heavy. We'll be here for just a few more breaths. Roll to this outside hip, come around, bring that leg around, and bring that right leg back. Left leg is forward, square those hips off, switching to your other hip opener. If you're not taking a pigeon, take a deep breath in, go with an exhale, and just gently pull forward. And just a few more breaths here. And then slowly coming on up, rolling to the outside, bringing the leg around. And just coming completely seated. Exhale, fold forward. And then slowly coming on up. Move your fingertips out to the side, reach over. And then let's take it on over to the other side. And coming on up. Draw the knees in. Let's make our way onto our backs. So we're going to start to make our way into Shavasana. So I'm going to grab some of my essential oil, place a little bit into my palm. So if you have some, you might care to grab yours too. Rub your hands together. Slowly make your way onto your back. Stretch your arms up and over your head. Good. Bring your feet wide. Wrap your hands around your face. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Again, deep breath in. Exhale. Last time, inhale. And exhale, bring your arms down at your side. And rest here peacefully in Shavasana. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. The gentle rock of your head from side to side. Taking a bend into each knee and hugging your knees in towards your chest and yourself. Big hug for showing up. Send your favorite arm up and over your head. Roll to your favorite side. And slowly push yourself to sleep. Sending your arms up and over your head. Reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Chin in towards your chest. So grateful that we were able to practice together today.